So we're in Austin, Texas at BCE. I'm here with Manish from Tech Mahindra. Manish, good to see you again.
Great to see you as well. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So a number of key topics being discussed here at the show this week, one of which, or maybe the biggest topic, is how to get NFV off PowerPoint and off discussions and into networks and into kind of the real world and making money for service providers. And one of the big challenges is onboarding the virtual network functions. So what's Tech Mahindra's view on that, and have you been doing any particular work around that topic?
Oh, absolutely. So I think to your point, when we have been looking at NFV, I think one of the opportunities that we found was really how do we accelerate the overall network transformation for the service providers, because we saw that the architecture was right, that the service providers wanted to get this, as you said, to move from PowerPoints to real world deployments, but then there were hurdles. And to really address these, one of the things we then have done as Tech Mahindra, we created our platform called VNF Xchange.
Okay.
It's an open platform, it's a global platform where we work with a number of partners in the ecosystem across every layer of NFV. So from infrastructure layer to virtual network functions with their VNF managers to management and orchestration. But our big focus as part of that has been, yes, we have to do VNF onboarding, yes, we have to do VNF certification, but most importantly, what we've been doing is creating end-to-end integrated services. So as part of that work, I want to share with you two examples.
Okay.
One of the solutions that we launched was Voice over LTE as a managed service.
Okay.
It's a complete virtualized Voice over LTE solution, has packet core, it has IMS core, it's a multi-vendor VNFs coming from different vendors, all on OpenStack. It's got a cloud RAN solution to it, and we created that, all of that in the virtual environment, end-to-end as a service, and then we did all the performance study and capacity planning and all the problems that we're seeing now, that as the industry is moving from ideation to implementation, really addressing those problems.
Okay, interesting. So one of the other sort of major challenges out there for the service providers is around the orchestration. And the past year we've seen a lot of change around MANO in terms of what's available, vendor specific, then a lot of open source work, and then consolidation. So how do you see that whole sort of the management and orchestration sort of trend working out? You know, what's your view on how that's developing?
So MANO was the catch-all once the HC framework was established, and as we started to do the real work, whatever problems were coming up or how to resolve that, everything was saying, yep, MANO will take care of.
Right.
What we're now seeing is that final piece of the puzzle is falling in place. And I say falling because I don't think it's still in place, but it's in flight.
Okay.
I think there have been a couple of very important steps that we've seen the industry has taken. One of them being the creation of ONAP under the Linux Foundation. We're bringing Open ECOMP and Open Node together, and has very strong support of a number of service providers and growing. So from a Tech Mahindra perspective, for example, we have taken a founding platinum membership position in ONAP. We're setting aside a team that's only work is to contribute to ONAP, and then we are also one of the things we're doing is now also realizing some of the services using ONAP as an orchestration engine. There's still a lot of work to be done within ONAP, and then if I look at it from a larger industry standpoint, there are other orchestration solutions as well out there. So how do we get to those common information models, common data models? I think there's that work left, but to sum it up, I mean, clearly the right steps in MANO. Still work to be done.
Okay, yep, the common part of it is obviously the real key thing there. So another thing we've been hearing about this week around Tech Mahindra is that we might be here in Texas, but over in the south of France at the TMF, the Catalyst programs have been running this week, and I understand Tech Mahindra was involved in one of those catalysts. Can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. So one of the catalysts we did this at this TMF was what we call JAD, Joint Agile Delivery,
Okay.
which is all about how do you do DevOps for networks in a multi-VNF environment. So we were talking about orchestration, right? So how do you orchestrate? But not only how do you orchestrate, that's great, but then how do you do DevOps, where you have different VNF vendors, each having their own DevOps cycle, and how do you bring them into a network as an end-to-end service and do DevOps around that. So that was a catalyst that we're just showing at this ongoing TM forum that's going on in Nice in parallel, and I'm really, really pleased to share with you that just today morning we got the news that the catalyst won an award at TM forum. So it's a really exciting catalyst because, again, solving a very meaningful problem of, we've seen DevOps and IT forever, how do you do DevOps in a multi-vendor environment for the network? So very exciting about that.
So it sounds like you're involved in a lot of activities and programs that are to create the glue, bringing the disparate parts together and making it all work for the rest of the community as such.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what we as Tech Mahindra do. I mean, as a systems integrator, working with service providers, then working with our partners, with the vendor ecosystem, bringing all of the different partners together, but then solving meaningful problems for the service providers and accelerating their network transformation.
Excellent. All right, Manish, great to talk to you.
Thank you, Ray.
And see you again soon.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.